Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. Out of the blue today, Marvel TV and ABC released the very first look at Season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the form of a teaser trailer. Before today, we didn't know anything about the plot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. Now, we still don't know anything about the plot, but we're slightly closer to knowing some stuff. So today I'm going to break down the first teaser trailer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, going over all of the characters and plot reveals we see in it, and along the way talking about some of the few things we do know about this season. So the teaser starts with Mac watching a hologram of Coulson talk about the duties of a director of S.H.I.E.L.D. In Season 5 it was decided that Mac would serve as the new director after Coulson is gone. And in this teaser, we see him wrestling with the new responsibility. It's been revealed that S.H.I.E.L.D. is once again official this season. After years of it being underground, they'll be back to the same level they were in Season 1, which is a really exciting prospect. Just based on this trailer, it doesn't look like a whole lot is different, but they might be wanting to hide this fact in the first teaser. The rumor is that this is set after Endgame, and that at some point in that movie, S.H.I.E.L.D. will return. This is backed up by the fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. seems to have a pretty large presence in the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, which is most likely set after Endgame. This does make me wonder what kind of role Fury has in the new S.H.I.E.L.D. Will Mac be considered the director in the movies as well? Maybe Fury's just an agent now. Or perhaps Season 6 is set after Endgame but before Far From Home, and we'll see Fury regain his spot as director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Who knows how all of this will go, but I'm very excited to find out. Next we see Fitz frozen on a ship in space. In the Season 5 finale, he suffered a pretty grave injury during Graviton's attack and died. The Fitz we see in this scene is a different Fitz, apparently. The Fitz who woke up in 2091 to save Simmons and the team. So in this season, Simmons, Quake, and Deke will be setting out to find this Fitz from another timeline, who is still frozen in cryosleep for a future that isn't set to happen anymore, I think. My brain hurts already, and this is just the first teaser. Now we see Quake going up against some dudes invading their ship. Assumedly, they're aliens. They just look like humans, but that's not uncommon in the Marvel Universe. I'm really excited about what kind of enemies the team will be going up against this season, because from this teaser, we can tell they're very powerful, but we get no real clues as to who they are. Well, besides one, but I'll get to that. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has had a good track record with villains lately. Hive, Ada, Graviton. I hope that continues into Season 6 and 7. Here we see a series of cool shots. Simmons in this strange, mysterious room. This ship, which is from Season 5. Then we get this group shot showing the space team out to save Fitz, Simmons and Quake, as well as Agents Piper and Davis, and none other than Enoch. He was the one who helped Fitz get into cryosleep in the first place, so it makes a lot of sense that he's here. Now there's Deke doing the action hero shooting while falling sideways move. It seems like this season will follow two groups, Mac, May, and Yo-Yo on Earth, and Quake, Simmons, and Deke in space. This season looks like it'll feature some of the space horror we got in Season 5, with some crystals, I think, growing out of this corpse. Call me crazy, but I swear this looks like Coulson to me. We see May stabbing these crystals with something. It's hard to tell where she is exactly, so it could be a part of the season takes place in space, and a part of it is on Earth. They have room in this episode count for both, although less room than usual. I'm really excited to see what they do with the 13 episode count. They always do an excellent job stretching the story over 22 episodes, so I can only imagine what they'll do with 13. Now we have this guy teleporting. I don't know who it is. We see the Zephyr going crazy in the sky, and easily the weirdest shot in the whole trailer. This guy. Who is he? Why is the camera spinning around him like this? I have no idea, but we know he's on Earth, and I'd guess he's a hacker or something. Now we see Quake quaking these dudes with someone standing in front of her here. It's hard to tell who he is. Maybe I'm crazy, but it kind of looks like evil Fitz from the framework. I have no clue how he could be here, but that's what it looks like to me. Next we see Simmons locked inside a cryo-sleep chamber with bloodstains on the glass. We see her looking at a chamber earlier in the teaser, so maybe it's the same one. Maybe something happens to Fitz while he's in cryosleep and he comes out as the Doctor, locking Simmons in the chamber he came out of. And here's where we get our first look at who I assume to be our villains this season. Flippy Knife Woman, Smoky Nostril Man, and Alien Gun Guy. All we know about them is what Mac tells us through narration, that they're probably not human, and they're extremely powerful, which plays over a shot of this building getting blown up by a blue energy beam shooting into the sky. I have no idea where this is. Feel free to let us know in the comments if you recognize the building. And now we get the big twist ending of the trailer, that Coulson, or at least a version of Coulson, has seemingly returned from the dead, again, and is now evil, and assumedly working with other mysterious villains. Pretty similar to what just happened in the comics, actually. Lots of questions here. We know that this isn't necessarily the real Coulson. The line earlier from May confirms that he died, and she was there when he died. So, who is this then? For me, there are three options here: time travel, alternate dimensions, or Skrulls. I don't think this is a Skrull. I think it's too soon for Marvel to start the whole Secret Invasion storyline. Although I do think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will tie in as soon as this does happen. Clearly this season will carry over some of the time travel plot lines from Season 5, so I think that's a good option. Maybe this is a Coulson from an alternate future or past or something, which bleeds into the whole alternate dimensions thing. Each season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. always ties into the latest Marvel movie in some way. So what if Season 6 has some alternate realities to it, like Endgame is rumored to have? It's a stretch, but certainly possible. We don't yet know what kind of elements Endgame will have to it, so it's possible we won't know for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until it premieres this summer. So when is Season 6 coming out anyway? Well, a while back, Elizabeth Henstridge let it slip that Season 6 would be premiering in July. Now, to me, that seems like a weirdly long time. They wrap filming in December, so why wait until July? They could put out new episodes by May if they wanted to. The only reason I can think of them doing this is the movies coming out this summer, Endgame and Far From Home. So it's likely this season will have spoilers for both of those in it. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and say July 12th. I doubt they'd premiere it on the same day as Far From Home, so I'm putting it the week after. Although I think July 19th is also a pretty equal option as well. With the 13-episode run, it should put out its last episode somewhere around September 27th or October 4th. Season 7 is reportedly set to begin filming in February, aka next month, so I think it's likely that we'll hit next winter, around January or so. This is great news, as it means we won't have to wait as long in between seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Next week is set to be a pretty big week for TV thanks to the TCA press tours, TCA being the Television Critics Association. This happens annually and is a time when TV networks make a ton of announcements for their upcoming shows. So it's going to be a pretty exciting time for Marvel TV potentially. I expected them to debut their first look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. then, but they decided to do it a week early, which I'm certainly not complaining about. Disney/ABC is scheduled for Tuesday, February 5th. This will assumedly include Freeform as well. I'm expecting to get some cool news then. I think that's when Freeform will announce the premiere date for Cloak and Dagger Season 2. I don't think we'll get the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 premiere date until the upfronts in May. It's possible that we could also learn the fate of New Warriors here as well, if it has finally found a home. But I also think this is when Marvel will announce their currently untitled female ensemble series on ABC. I'm very much expecting this series to premiere this fall, probably around late October, early November, to fill in the space between seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This was announced last October, so I would expect that next week. My prediction is that it will be called something along the lines of She-Hulk and the Lady Liberators or something like that. I definitely think She-Hulk will be the lead character. We could also potentially see some news for Runaways next week. Hulu doesn't have a full day schedule, but they are making some appearances. In any event, that about does it for this teaser breakdown. What did you guys think of the trailer? Who do you think these mysterious villains are? Who or what do you think this evil Coulson could be? What kind of connections do you think this season will have to the movies? Let me know all your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
We don't know where they're from. They're extremely powerful.
You're from S.H.I.E.L.D. Never heard of it.